What's up, guys? Here with my S13 RB25 swap. Doing a little review of what happened at Drift Day. Everything was fine. Then one of the runs, the car started running a little bit lean at when I was hitting the red line. Usually I'm just second gear. Usually it's at like 11, 5, 12 AFR. I'll watch it, and it didn't sound right too. Usually, like, I know how it sounds, how it's supposed to sound. It wasn't sounding right, so I watched the AFRs a little bit. Didn't sound right, so I pulled off. Was looking at it, couldn't figure it out. Filled up the tank, make sure it's not empty, and that didn't help. Took the car back out. Then I pulled into a pit, and I found a stud melted to my. The stud was melted to my the MAF connector wiring, so it like melted through it. I mean, I couldn't really find too much damage. I spliced it out, but I don't see much damage though. I feel like this would make the car run weird, but I'm not 100% sure. Then my harmonic balancer bolt came loose. It messed up one of the keys on it, so I had to replace the key, put a new key on there. This is fixed, so I'm just putting the car back together pretty much. Oh, and I need to get the radiator warranted out too. It's blowing out on the sides. The radiator cap failed, and it overpressurized the system, and what looks like the sides are like just expanding. It's not blowing head gasket, my engine's fine. Oh yeah. Then for some reason my alignment was off, and I looked into it. One of the bushings, the rack bushings, was like chewed through pretty good. A nice hole right here. Head play in it, so the rack was moving up and down, messing up with my steering a little bit. I thought I would do a little walkthrough around the car. Get the flashlight over here. Ready? Alright. For the back. I still have a stock gas tank. It's not leaking. Everything's fine. Coilovers. TN Drift Spec HEs. Those are old ones. They're not even green. They're like bronze colored. They're not fake. They're real. They're just really older ones from like 2002 or something. Work excellent. They've been rebuilt. Then Megan Racing toe arms. Megan Racing camber arms. All new bushings in the knuckle. Factory control arm, factory traction arm, stock axles, diff, stock diff, just welded. Subframe bushings are solid, and the subframe is all the way up. Subframe's been powder coated. C32 conversion. Love those C32 calipers. They're nice. They're very nice. Then slotted and drilled rotors for the front. Normal rotors for slotted and drilled rotors for the rear, slotted normal rotors for the front. Otherwise, when I had slotted and drilled the front, I felt like it was grabbing way too much, like it would like lock up the wheels. So I switched to regular rotors, and I love the feel of the brake pedal a lot better this way. For the front, I have TN coilovers, same ones. They've been rebuilt, everything's good with them. Apple motor knuckles. Lower control arm is Techno Tuning. Maverick traction arm. That's actually an offset one. Then for the tie rods, we have PBM inners with a spacer, 5mm spacer, SPL outers. The rack has been moved forward too, so at full angle. Look at that. Parallel. That's at full lock, and the tie rod and the lower control is pretty much parallel. That's what you want. You don't want offset rack spacers. They're trash. They don't work really good. The snap racks, the brake, they come loose. They do everything, but work really good. Anyhow, let's look what's going on passenger side here. The passenger side, I got a little crazier setup. It's Maverick offset, so it extends the rack by 1/2 inch, and that's about it. I have plenty of lock. Not complaining. I drift with guys that have full PBM kit, and I keep up with them. Everything is fine. They even have too much lock, and they pretty much slow down halfway through the drift because they have a very aggressive angle, and the car is trying to slow down. So I actually like my kit. It's kind of pieced together. It's not just from one particular company. It's just from kind of put together piece by piece, but it works together really well. Also, I have a Nismo power brace. The guy who built my cage built that. Recommend everybody doing that. It's cheap instead of buying a Nismo one. But if you have a Nismo one, cool points for you. For the cage, it's a 12-point cage that are relocated to the back. It's not remote intercooler. It's just sitting there, not hooked up. That's the inside the car. Recaro seat for me, and Sparco seat for my girlfriend. Sparco steering wheel. I have a Apache Power FC for my ECU. Just basic gauge setup. ARC board is what runs the whole car, powers the whole car. I redid the whole wiring in the car, so there's just taillights, turn signals, basics what you need. So I know where all the wires are ran, what's going on with the wiring. Everything's there's no issues with wiring practically. That's for the whole chassis. I think I covered everything for the chassis wise. The biggest thing is moving the rack forward for drifting. Let's do that. That's like the biggest step, because it's very hard to find somebody who would do it and do it right. Part 2 will be about the engine